Hi, this is James Gordon October Library here with the next book in the October Terror series. Today I got a horror manga, Uzumaki by Junji Ito, which means Spyro in Japanese. Alright. Oh, it's on the back. Oh, here it is. Okay. It was first published by Shogakukan in from January 19th, 1998 till August 30th, 1999. This edition is from Viz Media, and this was first published on October 13th, 2011. So I finally found a horror manga by this author and artist that I liked. I would definitely say this was definitely a lot better than Gayu. Um, I really, I really like the creepy atmosphere in this manga. The many things that the two main characters go through, along with the other creepy moments that happen in the story. Um, and for once, there's characters I care for in the story, and they're not like annoying or doing anything that makes me angry at them or makes me want to yell at them to make them do something. But um, overall, I enjoyed this. This was a really good horror manga. There were some things I didn't like. The ending took an unexpected turn. I thought this was going to end a lot differently, but it went in a direction I didn't see coming, and I thought, okay. I had a completely different ending how I thought this was going to end, but still I enjoyed it. And as I said, there was only like a few things I didn't like with it, but overall I really enjoyed Spiral a lot, and I'm definitely looking forward to check out more horror mangas by Junji Ito. All right, onto the manga review. Plot: in the small town of Kuruzucho, Kiri and her boyfriend Shoichi meet up as they have known each other since kids. They both go to the same high school together. While walking, Shoichi is quiet and doesn't look happy. When Kiri asks what's bothering him, he explains his father, Sato, has been obsessed with spirals all of a sudden. Whenever Sato sees a spiral pattern, he just stares at it for hours on end. He's begun collecting anything with a spiral pattern, along with making his bowl of noodles spin till it's a spiral, along with spinning the water in his bathtub till it's a spiral. This obsession has been getting worse, and the whole vibe of the town, with its strange whirlpools in the sewer drains, whirlwinds that blow through the town, and the sirens that ring at 5 p.m. is driving Shoichi mad as he wants to leave this town. Kiri, on the other hand, doesn't feel these strange feelings as her boyfriend does. Later on that day, when they reach Shoichi's home, they hear an argument as they enter to find Sato attacking his wife, Yuki, as the couple break it up. Sato is furious to find his wife has gotten rid of his spiral collection while he was out, but suddenly begins laughing, stating he can make his own spirals by making his eyes spin. Kairi is shocked by this. Several days later, Kairi's father gives her a gift that's for Sato, as he requested a bowl of a spiral pattern. Kairi goes to give it to Sato, but states he doesn't need it as his body can make its own spiral. Sato then sticks his tongue out and begins rolling up into a spiral. Kairi screams and runs. A few moments later, a bigger round package comes in, which Sato has been waiting for. When Shoichi and his mother Yuki return home, it's quiet as they call out for Sato, but he doesn't answer. They enter his room to find a large wooden drum container. Upon opening the lid, they are horrified to find Sato has wrapped his body into a spiral which has killed him. To hide this horrible event, Yuki has her husband's body cremated during his funeral. As they lie, he died of a heart attack, but as his body is being burned, suddenly the black smoke suddenly forms into the face of Sato along with a big spiral. Yuki has a mental breakdown and is taken to hospital. Yuki's condition worsens if she sees anything with a spiral pattern, which causes her to shave off her hair and self-mutilation. Her condition gets worse with a centipede nearly gets inside her ear while sleeping. She kills the bug by throwing an alarm clock at it, but its body wraps up into a spiral and mutates into her husband, who pleads her to join him and become part of the spiral. Yuki has another mental breakdown and has to be knocked out to calm her down. Shoichi tells the doctors to keep anything with a spiral shape or pattern away from her, as if she sees another, it will drive her insane. During the night, while trying to rest with an IV tube attached to her, Yuri sees a spiral pattern which forms into Saito, telling her that her ears have a spiral inside of her. She screams and knocks the IV stand down, breaking the bottle. The tube wraps up into a spiral shape. She grabs a pair of scissors and stabs both of her ears out. Her health deteriorates and dies. Yuriki's body is cremated as another black spiral forms out of the smokestack. After the funeral, Azami, a transfer student, joins Karuzocho High School as she becomes friends with Kuri. All the male students are attracted to Azami as she's very beautiful, yet turns down most guys and even tells them off. While watching a game outside, Kuri's other friends warn her of Azami as she has magical powers allowing her to use any man she wants till she doesn't need them anymore. Her power comes from a scar on her forehead. After the game, Azami is drinking from the water fountain and notices Kari is trying to look at her forehead. Azami reveals her scar as it looks like a moon. She wants to meet Kari's boyfriend. The two go to his house, but Kari warns her that he lost both his parents. However, when they meet Shoichi, he freaks out at Azami upon seeing her and orders them to leave at once. When Kari calls Shoichi later, he explains that he saw a spiral forming on her forehead and warning Kari to stay away from her. Kari brushes this off as her boyfriend's being stressed. However, as the days go by, Kari notices the scar has changed shape and it's forming into a spiral. When Azami notices this, she hides in her room and hasn't returned to school since then. Then, later one night, Kari tries to visit her and finds her walking down the street wearing a hat. It's hiding her face and she removes it. Kari is shocked to see half of her face is missing as there's a spiral. Later, Azami appears in front of Shoichi's house wanting to see him, but Azami's boyfriend appears thinking she's having an affair with him. However, Azami states she isn't interested in both men. This angers her boyfriend, and when he removes her hat, he and Shoichi are shocked to see her whole head is nearly gone as there's a spiral. When her boyfriend moves his hands towards Azami's face, he is sucked inside of her. Kari appears and finds Shoichi up in the tree as he tells her what's happening. They both watch as the spiral sucks away at Zami's body till it's gone. After this event, Shoichi explains he has the power to detect spirals of happening or if people or items are cursed, along with why people are drawn to this pattern. He also notes that Kari's hair is getting long and she should get it cut. She brushes this off, however her hair suddenly begins forming spirals which draws unwanted attention to her. One of her friends, Sekino, is jealous as she wants to be more popular girl at school. As the spirals become longer, it causes others to stare at them, being hypnotized by them. Kari attempts to have the spirals cut off, but this results in her hair attacking anyone who threatens them and even strangling her. Then one day, Sekino lets her hair grow longer, which causes it to form spirals, now drawing attention to her. When Shoichi appears, he is shocked with Kari asking for help but leaves. Later on, Sekino attempts to kill Kari as the two battle against each other with their hair. Shoichi reappears with scissors and tries to cut Kari's hair, but it attacks him. However, this allows Sekino to attack Kari, causing her to collapse on the ground as she's losing energy. This gives Shoichi a chance to cut off as much Kari's hair, freeing her of the curse. Sekino is also losing energy. She flees and attempts to gain more power by attaching her hair to power lines. Sekino is electrocuted to death and her hair remains on the power lines for a few days till it fades away. The town of Karuzocho stops doing cremations to prevent further spread of this spiral curse and buries the dead. One of the younger male students at the school, Mitsuru, or as all the students call him, Jack-in-a-Box, for jumping out and scaring people for pranks, he attempts to attract Kari and tries charming her by jumping out at her, which she tells him off several times. Mitsuru then gives Kari a gift but refuses to open it and confronts him that she already has a boyfriend and doesn't want him sending her gifts anymore. Unfazed by this, Mitsuru suddenly runs out into the road onto an oncoming car to prove love will save him. Kari watches in horror as the car runs over Mitsuru and crashes into a wall. Mitsuru is wrapped under the front wheel of the car. His parents have a closed casket funeral, so nobody will see their son's twisted body. Kari is feeling guilty about the event as she opens the gift to find it's a jack-in-a-box. Kari talks with Shoichi, tries reasoning with her, but is still shocked by this event. Suddenly, Kari hears the clown from the jack-in-a-box is blaming her for the death of Mitsuru, and he will be coming back for her. Shoichi and Kari go to the cemetery to kill Mitsuru to ensure he doesn't harm anyone else. Digging up the grave, they find the coffin has a small opening like a jack-in-a-box. As Shoichi pries off the nails, they see the twisted and stitched up body of Mitsuru. Suddenly, it comes to life, calling out for Kari, and begins bouncing after them. As both Shoichi and Kari run away, Mitsuru's limbs fall off, followed by his guts spilling out till his lower waist is torn off. Then, a spring appears as he bounces after them. He tries to grab Kari but misses and lands on the ground, causing the spring to bounce out of his body. It was the last time that Jack-in-the-Box scared anybody again. A sudden storm appears over Kuruzocho, with one of Kari's friends telling her the weather report that this storm is going to last for several weeks. One of her students in her class, Kamiyama, has been showing up late and only when it rains, but each time he does, he seems to be getting slower, with a lump appearing on his back. Another student, Samura, always picks on him for being slow. During a volleyball game, Kamiyama misses the ball, which causes his team to lose. Samura, fed up with Kamiyama being slow and costing him the game, he and his friends strip Kazuma naked but are shocked to see a snail shell forming on his back. A few days later, Kami hasn't shown up for class as the teacher is asking if anyone has seen him. Suddenly, Kari screams in horror as Kamiyama has turned into a human snail and is moving around the outside of the school. When Kamiyama's parents are called in, they are horrified by what they see and flee. The teachers get Kamiyama down and capture him, placing him in a large indoor cage as they look after him. Samura pokes Kamiyama with a stick, with the other students telling him to stop. Samura begins drinking a lot of water and is acting strange. A few days go by, nobody has seen him. Suddenly, he appears outside of the school as a human snail. Samura is placed with Kamiyama as the two seem to be bonding with each other. One day, Kari and her friend find a crawl space has been dug with a trail of the two human snails have escaped. When they tell their teacher, Mr. Yokota, about this, they go into the forest and find eggs have been buried. Mr. Yoko destroys them, saying he doesn't want human snails' offspring spreading in the town. A few days go by, Mr. Yoko enters the classroom as a human snail. More and more strange and supernatural events begin happening within the town of Kuruzocho, driving its residents into madness, along with the whole town becoming part of this spiral curse, where Kuri and Shoti or anyone else make it out alive, or they doomed to be trapped within this spiral curse forever. Uzumaki is a dark, creepy, and haunting story of a town and its people being cursed by the powerful and mysterious force of the spiral. With a cast of interesting characters, very well drawn illustrations within the stories, as there are many scenes I enjoyed of the creepy, shocking, and even gory moments within Uzumaki, as it blends both supernatural and body horror together. I like the two main characters, Kari and Shoichi. They weren't annoying or doing anything questionable or making me hate them. They're just two everyday teenagers trying to survive and working together then against each other. While the rest of the characters were either good or right, with a few I disliked but none that ever annoyed me. While a few of the stories I didn't like, with some having open-ended or unanswered questions, but towards the end there were things I didn't see coming nor felt that fit the story, as it was starting to go a bit over the place. The ending wasn't what I thought it was going to be, as it was very different from what I had envisioned, but I still enjoyed Uzumaki. Overall, I highly recommend Uzumaki, as it's a good horror manga with its highly detailed and disturbing illustrations. And that's the review today. Hope you enjoyed it. Yeah, I really liked Spiral. It was a really good horror manga, and I actually felt this one was definitely a lot better than Gayu. I even felt the illustrations were a lot better drawn too. Overall, I really liked how the stories, each story is different from the other, and each one is involving like a person or an item that has a spiral pattern in it, and you basically see I was actually surprised how in the story, most of the story is told through Kari. Her boyfriend Shoichi is not really in many of the stories. He only appears in he's in it for the first bit, then a few of the stories he's not in it, and then later on he starts to appear in more of them. And as I said in my review, there's characters that I care for. Like it's not like in Gaio how the characters do questionable questionable things and poor decisions that was making me angry and yelling at the characters to basically make them stop being idiots. This one here, the two main characters, they're working together as a team trying to survive and help each other out, and I really felt bad for Shoichi. Like this poor guy loses his parents, and basically his girlfriend is looking after him. And right at the beginning of the manga, he has a bad feeling about the town, and he suggests to his girlfriend, "Let's get the hell out of this town." She of course refuses. Then halfway through the manga, when shit hits the fan with this town, Karuzucho, which translates to Black Vortex Town, I thought if everyone knew what this town meant, they would have gotten the hell out of there sooner. But anyway, when this town, like when shit starts hitting the fan and things are really getting bad, and Kari is very concerned like what is going to happen next, I thought this would now be a good time to get out of this town before it's too late. Which unfortunately she doesn't, so I'm not going to spoil what happens. You have to read that for yourself. But overall, I really enjoyed the horror manga Spiral. It was really good. There were some stories I didn't like. Some I felt that really didn't really fit in, and others that ended with open-ended or unanswered questions that I was like, okay, what's going to happen after this? And it doesn't really explain it. And the ending is a complete shock. Like this towards the end of Spiral, it goes in a completely different direction than I thought it was going to end, and I was like, is this going to be like a happy ending for at least one of the characters, or they're both going to get out of here alive? I'm not going to spoil that. You have to read it for the manga for yourself, but it ends differently than I thought it would. But overall, I still enjoyed Uzumaki, and I definitely look forward to checking out more horror mangas by Junji Ito. Alright, that's it for the video today. I hope you enjoy it, and please don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the YouTube October Library channel. Duke, are you done? Duke, are you done? Jeez. Alright, that's it for the video today. I hope you enjoy it, and please don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the October YouTube channel, a place where I post, share, and review fiction. Until then, I'll catch you later.